Let's go to Eddie the Eagle then, the feel-good story of the real Eddie the Eagle. We're going to hear from Hugh Jackman and Taron Egerton after this clip.
Mum, where's my purple rucksack?
Under the stairs.
Thank you.
What, are you going camping?
No. Going to Germany. Coach leaving very soon. Sorry, Dad, I've got to get on them slopes.
Oh, no, not this again, no. Hang on. What am I going to tell your plastering teacher?
Tell him I've made new plans.
New plans?
What plans?
I'm going to be an Olympic ski jumper.
This is some kind of joke, right?
Dad, it's not like I'm taking up ballet. It's still skiing. It's just a bit higher.
You name me one British ski jumper.
Me. Eddie Edwards. Do you know what? I get asked this a bit, and I really don't know. I read the script, and I watched footage of him, and I met him, and I just kind of tried... just pretended... I read his book, and then just pretended to be him. And I wish I could make it more... You know, no one's going to be inviting me on Inside the Actors Studio anytime soon. That's about it. I pretended to be him. That's it. Yeah.
But you really sort of got, I think, the essence of Eddie. And when I've met Eddie since, I watched the film, it's that sense of... there's an optimism. It's not cynical and yet determined and dogged. It's an interesting combination. Very difficult to pull off. I think he's undermining and underselling how hard it is and how brilliantly he did.
So, Eddie the Eagle is being called the sort of feel-good film of the year so far by some people. Radio Times gave it 5 stars and called it that. How does it match up with what they say and everyone else says?
Well, we all love by principle an underdog story, don't we?
Yes.
But by the very principle of an underdog story, it's about the little guy finding his way to the top, or just accomplishing his dreams without being successful, or at least giving everything he's got. Yes. And that's why everyone takes them to heart so well, especially us British, because we love it. A good underdog story is always a great story to tell. And this time,
and we are a country of underdogs.
We really are. And this time
We've
got Eddie the Eagle, which is a new film by Dexter Fletcher. He's had an interesting start to his career, hasn't he? I did not see Sunshine Unleashed. I know that was it a musical?
Yeah.
And
the Proclaimers.
And a few years before that, he did Wild Bill, which I really much enjoyed.
Yeah, it was good.
Was that Will Poulter? He was in that, wasn't he? Yeah. He was obviously now becoming a proper Hollywood prodigy, but this time he's back again with Eddie the Eagle, which is by far a very, very different film from that. But obviously, if the Radio Times say it's one of the most feel-good films of the year, who am I to say it's not? Because I agree with them. Eddie the Eagle, if you don't know the story of him, it's basically Michael Eddie Edwards, and he was an unlikely, but he had his heart in the right place, a highly courageous British ski jumper who never stopped believing himself, even as the entire nation and his own federation were counting him out every corner, trying to stop him from going there and making an embarrassment of the nation when he went to the 1988 Calgary World Olympics. And basically he made people proud. Now, I won't spoil the story if you don't know the real story, but it is based on a true story. And Taron Egerton is the one who plays Eddie the Eagle, and it's a really, really, I guess star-making turn is probably the best way to say it, because he's had a breakthrough with Kingsman, and now this is showing he can do something a bit different. Play that sort of likeable, really, really. I don't know the right word to say. Sort of.
I guess
cuddly. Like. Yeah,
I think, I get what you're saying. Like, sort of people have counted him out, and it's just an unlikely hero.
Yeah, he's a properly unlikely hero. You've got Hugh Jackman as well, playing this rebellious ex-skiing prodigy coach who's sort of washed up now, and he's the cliche with the drinking and
the jacket.
And the jackets. He's every bit of a cliche that you can imagine with something like that, and he's helping him, and taking on the establishment and winning the hearts of sports fans all over the world with his improbable showings at the Calgary Olympics. And it's a film that is so drenched in every single sporting cliche from as far back as sports films or general like underdog cliches can go, but it's just, you just cannot hate it, because it is just a lovable underdog story with a proper never say die attitude, and Taron Egerton sells it perfectly at every single turn.
He does take on sort of Eddie Edwards quite well as well. If you put them side by side, you can kind of think,
and I know you pointed this out, that a lot of the dialogue was sort of like the typical you're never going to make it, what are you doing, you're going to be embarrassment to yourself. Every single point it does throw cliches at you from side and pillar to post, but Dexter Fletcher paces the film so well that it never feels cheap, and it always feels like the right amount of cheese or the right plot development comes at the perfect time, so the audience can go along with it. Like what they want, you know, what the audience is asking for, rather than simply being something that comes out of the blue or something that tends to just be, you know, not rather earned. And I feel like that is to its testament, because it's just so it's so upbeat that you can't help but not fall in love with it. It's absolutely amazing to watch. It's so fun. You really get behind him, and I was actually sort of like off my seat during his 90-meter attempt at the Calgary Olympics.
Ryan the Eagle.
No, I was actually like, had my mouth open. I was completely invested in it. It's so fun to watch, even if it is taking every single cliche out of the book and making them into a brand new cheesy stew. That's not a thing, is it? A cheesy stew.
Cheesy stew.
I had something there, but
you fancy a cheesy stew.
And put them all into, there's a massive ball of cheese. It is.
What's with your cheese like?
You know what I mean? But it doesn't that in a detriment, because it is so amazing to watch, and you cannot help but swept away by the positivity and the brilliance that it has. It's so good.
Ryan the Raven.
Ryan the Raven.
Ryan the Raven.
Or Monty the Magpie.
Monty the Magpie.
Which is already a
I'll
thing.
take that. Newcastle Scout.
Like Joe the Jackdaw and Liam the...
If anybody can think of a bird with the letter L, then tweet us LRJ Film Show. The thing everything you said is completely correct. I really like the tone of the film in terms of the, like, you know, setting it to look like the 80s. It really did look authentic. You know, the costumes were all spot on. The sort of synthy, upbeat kind of. Dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun.
the soundtrack's amazing. All the 80s classics, just amazing.
I was worried early on that the cynical nature of the people who were trying to put him down was going to become too much, because like every single person who tells him that he can't do it kind of says the same sort of thing, and the same kind of you'll never do it. It seems like too harsh. It seems like there's no way real people are that harsh unless that's how it actually happened, and if that is the case, then I feel really sorry for him. But no, I think it's really just fun. I came out grinning, my face was hurting from smiling so much, and I kind of felt the same of just really getting on board with him.
Yeah,
it's terrific.
And being a PG, it's got like, I mean, there's a lot of kids in our screen, and you know, it's another one of those films this week, along with Zootropolis, has just an amazing message that is relevant. You know, like, as long as you do your best, you can't do wrong, really.
It's true.
It's just so fun to watch.
We've had a lot of films like this, and I think it feels like the world's kind of coming together to unite against evil, which is really, really
From
nice.
start to finish, it's an amazingly fun ride.
Jamie Rutherford went to see it this week. He got in touch and told us that he kind of thinks it's more for older people. He got dragged to see it, he says.
I don't say that way at all.
He thinks there's not much here for children to enjoy. I disagree completely.
Disagree completely there.
Liam the Lapwing.
The what?
The Lapwing.
Lapwing.
Yes,
I can't. Are they fast flying?
Did you actually just search birds there?
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Birds.
Anything for you?
Jackdaw.
Jackdaw.
Joe the Jackdaw.
I think Ryan.